Jake LaMotta challenges French idol Marcel Cerdan for the World Middleweight Championship. Detroit, 16th of June, 1949.
We pick up the action here in round 5. Jake LaMotta in dark trunks with a white waistband is the #1 challenger in the division. He is 5 feet 8 and weighed in at an even 160 pounds. Cerdan, 5 feet 7, weighed in at 159.5 pounds. From start to finish, this was a rousing battle as LaMotta and Cerdan stayed toe-to-toe. Cerdan won the middleweight championship with a KO win in 12 rounds over Tony Zale in September of 1948. In round 8, the action never lets up. LaMotta has had recent wins over Joey DeJohn, Robert Villamain, Tony Gennaro, and Tommy Bell, and a KO victory over knockout puncher Bob Satterfield. Cerdan was a courageous boxer. In this fight, a fall in the first round injured Cerdan's left shoulder. You will notice he can't use the arm at all. Cerdan throwing only one punch, the right. LaMotta knows it, and although he respects Cerdan, he wants that title. In round 9, LaMotta, always a great puncher, stays close, trying to minimize Cerdan's right. LaMotta in dark trunks with the white waistband sends his victory, but the gallant Frenchman won't give up, trying to get one punch home that will end it all. But LaMotta, who can give it as well as take it, steps up the pace. Cerdan still unable to use that left hand, still using one arm, his right. The end comes dramatically in the 10th round when Cerdan cannot answer the bell. This left arm, injured in a fall in the first round, proves Cerdan's undoing, and Jake LaMotta is the new middleweight champion.
In the second defense of his title, LaMotta takes on Laurent Dautil. Detroit, 13th of September, 1950.
The title is on the line, but LaMotta is far behind on points going into the 15th and final round. LaMotta has won only 4 rounds up to this point in a bruising fight. LaMotta appears to be very tired, sagging against the ropes. He seems ripe for a KO. But is LaMotta playing possum? Dautil, a good boxer-puncher, has beaten LaMotta before. Back in 1949, the Frenchman took a 10-round decision, and tonight only has to last the round, and he will be crowned the new middleweight champion. And when the overconfident Dautil moves in for the finish, Jake LaMotta suddenly opens up. Dautil knows he's been fooled and tries to hold and run, but LaMotta, always devastating inside, won't let him get away. It's LaMotta to the body and to the head. Against the ropes, Dautil is in trouble. Dautil has knocked out some good men, such as Steve Valois and Charlie Zivic, but tonight LaMotta has come on. Both men blaze away. It's a real Donnybrook. But LaMotta, rallying from the brink of defeat, knocks Dautil down and almost through the ropes. And LaMotta scores a dramatic knockout over the very capable Laurent Dautil. It's Jake LaMotta, one of the greatest crowd pleasers of all time, winner and still middleweight champion of the world.
After losing his title to Sugar Ray Robinson just over 1 year earlier, in his third fight on the comeback trail, LaMotta meets Eugene Hairston. Detroit, 5th of March, 1952.
Here we go to round 1. That's LaMotta in the dark trunks, Hairston in the white. LaMotta, nicknamed the Bronx Bull, is 31 years old. Weighs 168 pounds. Gene Hairston, known as Silent Hairston, 161.5 pounds, giving LaMotta a 6.5-pound weight pull. Hairston is only 23 years old, 8 years younger than LaMotta. Over 10,000 fans jammed into Olympia Stadium tonight. LaMotta's a great favorite here in Detroit. He's put on some of his most spectacular fights here. including the one in which he knocked out middleweight champion Marcel Cerdan of France and won the middleweight crown back in 1948. LaMotta lost his title to Sugar Ray Robinson 18 months before this fight, and since then, he hasn't been able to win a fight. The experts say he's all washed up. Before the fight, LaMotta promised his father that if he lost to Hairston tonight, he'd quit. But he also said if he beat Hairston or made a good showing, he was going to demand a fight with Joey Maxim for the light heavyweight crown. Just a few seconds left to the round, and look at LaMotta go. There's the end of round one. In the second round, both boys continue to feel one another out, hitting to the body, and the round is pretty even. Now, here we are in round three. 10-rounder between former middleweight champion Jake LaMotta in the dark trunks, Gene Silent Hairston from New York in the white trunks. Gene gets his nickname from the fact that he's a deaf mute, but that disability hasn't been a handicap in his fight career. He entered the pro ring in 1947. He's had 58 fights and lost only 10. He's considered one of the leading contenders for Sugar Ray Robinson's middleweight title. Both men well-equipped physically as fighters. Jake LaMotta, the bull, has a short neck, broad shoulders, and he bulls his way around the ring. He likes to come in swinging with both hands. He's always moving forward. He can take a punch, too. He's never been knocked down in his entire ring career. 12 years, 91 fights. No one has ever been able to knock him to the canvas. Gene Hairston is a very good boxer and a very hard hitter with both hands. Hairston's favorite combination is the 1-2, left jab and right cross. But he also hits hard to the body with hooks and uppercuts. The referee's got to be extra careful tonight because Hairston can't hear the gong at the end of the round. He's liable to continue swinging away, and the referee's got to watch that. Of course, LaMotta's got to watch it, too, because unless he keeps that guard up and keeps fighting until Hairston stops, he's liable to get hit after the bell. At one time, Hairston worked for LaMotta. Jake owned several parking lots in New York, and Hairston was one of his parking lot attendants. There's the end of round three. In the fourth and fifth rounds, Hairston maintains a fast pace, but LaMotta slows up a little. Now here we are in round six. Before the fight, Hairston's managers said their plan tonight was to hit LaMotta to the body, wear him down. Well, so far, Hairston's been following that plan very well. But he's also been getting some hard shots to LaMotta's head. Here in Michigan, each round is scored on a point system. And before the fight, Hairston's manager asked the Michigan officials to watch LaMotta, claiming that Jake placed possum in the early parts of the rounds. Lets the other fighter do all the fighting until the last 30 seconds, and then comes through with a flurry, so still look good. Hairston's a 2-to-1 favorite with the experts tonight. But the crowd is all for LaMotta. They'd like to see him win. He's given Detroit's fights fans some of their finest bouts. And they'd hate to see him quit the ring, which he's promised to do if he loses this fight. Neither will give a step when they're slugging it out. It's been a hard, clean fight so far. The referee hasn't had to part them very much. Very little clinching. There's the end of round 6. In the 7th, 8th, and 9th rounds, the boys slam one another all over the ring, and it's pretty even, although Hairston may have a slight edge. Now here we are in the 10th and final round. 10-round middleweight bout between Eugene Hairston and Jake LaMotta, the Bronx Bull, former middleweight champion here at Detroit's Olympia Stadium. LaMotta in the dark trunks. This is the round that could very well tell the entire story. It's been pretty even up to now. LaMotta's whole future as a fighter may depend on this 10th and final round. LaMotta's forcing the fight more in this round, and the crowd's all rooting for him. He's their favorite, regardless as to what the experts say. After all that punishment both have taken for 9 grueling rounds, these boys are in very fine shape here in this 10th and final round. LaMotta seems to be hurt, but you can't tell. He may be playing possum. That's an old trick of his. Yes, he was. There he goes. Not much time left. Look at LaMotta go. He just took a few from Hairston to let Gene become careless. Now he's going after him. There's the end of the fight. The referee gives it to Hairston, but the judges call it a draw, and under Michigan rules, it's a draw by a split decision.
Less than 1 month after his battle with Hairston, Jake LaMotta meets Norman Hayes for the second time to avenge a previous defeat. Detroit, 9th of April, 1952.
Round 1. LaMotta in the dark trunks, weighs 167.5 tonight, Hayes 162. This is the second meeting between these boys. Hayes won a close decision in Boston 10 months before. Fight fans all over the country are watching this one tonight. Since LaMotta lost his middleweight title to Sugar Ray Robinson a year and a half before, most of the fight experts have said Jake was all through. But if Jake can beat Hayes tonight, he'll be back in the running as a top contender. The end of round one. In the second round, LaMotta scores with very hard punches to head and body. Now round three of this 10-rounder between Jake LaMotta in the dark trunks and Norman Hayes here in Detroit Olympia Stadium. LaMotta's 10 years older than Hayes. Jake's never claimed to be a great boxer. He's strictly a slugger. Loves to keep moving in and punch away. Jake's never been knocked down. Hayes has been in the ring for 3 years. He's 21 years old. He's won 21 fights, 6 by knockout. He's not a great hitter, but he's considered one of the best of the younger fighters in the middleweight division. Referee warning Hayes to keep his punches up. Notice that Hayes is using a bolo punch tonight. That's a new punch for him. The end of round 3. Now round 6. Hayes in the white trunks. Big crowd jammed into Olympia Stadium tonight. Detroit fans love LaMotta. He's always fought his best here. Beat Marcel Cerdan for the title here 3 years before. Those hard rights to the body by LaMotta really take a lot out of Hayes. Hayes is hurt. That right to the jaw stunned him. Into round 6. In the 7th, 8th, and 9th rounds, LaMotta speeds up the pace and outpunches Hayes. Now the 10th and final round of this battle between Jake LaMotta, former middleweight champion, and Norman Hayes of Boston. Hayes in the white trunks. It's pretty close up to now. Whoever takes this round could well win the fight. The referee's warned Hayes several times about low blows. LaMotta lost his mouthpiece. Just a few seconds to go. End of the fight. The crowd is roaring. This was another great fight for LaMotta, and he evens the score with Hayes. Jake LaMotta wins a unanimous decision.
Still searching for another championship chance, Jake LaMotta fights Bob Murphy. Detroit, 11th of June, 1952.
Round 1. LaMotta in the white trunks. Weighs 170 pounds tonight. Quite heavy for Jake. Sellout crowd here at Olympia tonight. 16,000 fans. LaMotta's a great favorite in Detroit. He's had 22 fights here, including his knockout of Marcel Cerdan for the middleweight title. The end of round one. In the second, third, and fourth rounds, LaMotta scores heavily with hard swings to head and body. Now round 5 of the 10-rounder between Jake LaMotta, the Bronx Bull, and Sailor Irish Bob Murphy here at Detroit Olympia. LaMotta's been fighting for 11 years. He's been stopped 4 times by TKOs, but he's never been knocked off his feet. He's won 81 fights, 28 by knockout. Murphy's had 73 bouts. He's won 61, 56 by knockout. Great knockout record. Both these men like to swing from the heels, but Murphy likes to work in close, while LaMotta likes distance for his sweeping blows to the body. End of round 5. In the next 3 rounds, Murphy out-punches LaMotta, and by the end of the 8th, Jake is very tired and shaky. Now round 9. Last time they fought, LaMotta was 8 pounds heavier than tonight. Afterward, Jake said he was carrying too much fat, wasn't in condition. But even at 170, LaMotta seems to run out of gas. Murphy's been coming up awfully fast in the last few rounds. Looks like LaMotta's going to have plenty of trouble trying to last this fight out. Murphy's hurt. The crowd's yelling for LaMotta to knock him out. An amazing comeback by LaMotta. Murphy saved by the bell. Round 10 of this fight between Jake LaMotta, the Bronx Bull of New York, and Sailor Irish Bob Murphy here at Detroit Olympia. LaMotta in the white trunks. Murphy looks out on his feet. He hasn't got over that awful beating in the 9th round. LaMotta confusing Murphy by going into the southpaw style. That's not new for Jake. He was a southpaw early in his career. Murphy can hardly stand up. The crowd screaming for a knockout. LaMotta trying desperately to score it. The end of the fight. The crowd's very happy over LaMotta's great finish. Jake pleases his Detroit fans again, as he always does. Jake LaMotta, the winner by unanimous decision.
In the last of his 106 professional fights, Jake LaMotta confronts Billy Kilgore. Miami Beach, 14th of April, 1954.
Billy Kilgore is in the black trunks, and Jake LaMotta, former world middleweight champion, is wearing white. LaMotta has been boxing professionally for 13 years, since 1941, when he won a decision over Charlie Mackley in New York. Since then, Jake has fought in 104 professional bouts, of which he has ended 30 by knockout. This is the 44th professional bout for Billy Kilgore in black trunks, in a career which began in 1947, 7 years ago. Kilgore entered his first fight against Ray Raymond in New Orleans with a stunning first-round knockout. Jake always presses. He doesn't like any distance between he and his opponent. A good combination by Jake LaMotta. And there's the end of round 1. Round 2 was scored evenly. Here in round 3, LaMotta continues to keep Billy on the defense as he had in the first 2 rounds. Jake is looking to take over, but Billy is hanging in there tough. Billy using that stay-away jab. Five years ago, in 1949, LaMotta met Marcel Cerdan in Detroit and won the world middleweight title with a 10th round knockout. Those are bruising right hands by Jake LaMotta, but Billy comes right back. LaMotta pouring it on. Jake all over Billy Kilgore here in round 3. Billy is fighting back hard. A wild right by Billy Kilgore misses at the end of round 3. In rounds 4 through 6, LaMotta kept up the pressure, but Kilgore gave as much as he took. Here in round 7, it's still anybody's fight. This is the 3rd fight this year for Billy, who has previously KO'd Jimmy Herring in 2 rounds here in Miami Beach. But a month later, he lost a hard-fought 10-round decision to Walter Cartier. LaMotta had taken a 1-year hiatus from boxing last year, but he is making a very strong comeback, having won his 2 other fights with early knockouts this year. Those are jolting punches by LaMotta. The end of the 7th round. In rounds 8 and 9, LaMotta kept pressing Kilgore, but Billy fought back hard. This is the 10th and final round. The fight is very close here going into the 10th round. Kilgore seems to be coming on strong. Billy trained very hard for this fight. He's in magnificent condition. Now it's Jake LaMotta trying to use that left jab to keep Billy off of him. Kilgore landing ripping punches here in the 10th round. Billy could take it if he wins this round. Jake looks very tired here in the 10th. Jake comes right back, ripping punches to Billy's body and jaw. It's all Jake here at the end of the 10th round. What a turn. Billy comes right back. The crowd loves it. What a sensational ending to this marvelous fight. This one's going to be very close. Jolting punches by Billy Kilgore. And there's the bell, ending this sensational 10th round. The judges award a very close decision to Billy Kilgore in a shocking upset win.